With a quarter of the NFL season behind us, we'll look at some key injuries and also some surprises. Tragedies starting to hit a little closer to home these days with the shooting going on in Southport, the Southport Oak Island area in North Carolina, and also Tilly Norwood, an AI actress I was very unfamiliar with. I don't know if you are unfamiliar with as well. Either way, thank you so much for tuning in. Welcome to another episode of 58 South TV presents Topics of Discussion, your new home for sports, news, and entertainment. I am your host, 58 South, along with my partner, Mr. Voice of the Party, Juice Jones. What's going on, sir?
What up, baby?
Chilling. And as always, well, at least for the past couple episodes, this episode is brought to you by the Ink-Spired Experience, a red carpet poetry, music, and art event like no other. One night, one writer, a cast of icons, one unforgettable experience. Taking place November 15th, 7 p.m., Hilton Raleigh North Hills in Raleigh, North Carolina. Parking on site is free. Red carpet begins at 5 p.m., hosted by Crystal DeMuse. Don't forget, go to www.inkspiredtickets.com. That's Ink-Spired. Thank you for watching on YouTube, and a special thank you to the new listeners, couldn't even get it out fast enough, to the new listeners on the Connected Radio. Thank you guys so much for the opportunity, and thank you for tuning in. Juice, how was your week, sir?
My week was wonderful, 58. You know, I was on a little trip, got back out here safely, so I'm very happy, and everything is good. How about you?
Man, my week was fantastic, man. Couldn't wait to go ahead and get things started with the Connected Radio. So here we are. Good news, bad news with your picks from this past weekend? Everything good?
Everything was decent. I was a little too inebriated to put all my picks in that I really wanted to, because like I say, I was a little too inebriated, and I missed the opportunity on some of my picks that I should have put in. But the picks that I did put in turned out to be just fine, and hopefully this week I can bounce back even more.
All right, well, you ready to get to it?
Let's go.
All right, let's do this thing then. Opening bell.
Let's go.
Juice Jones. This past week saw some pretty horrible injuries take place in the NFL. Which injury has the biggest impact on their team's future as far as this season goes? There's Lamar Jackson, hamstring issue with the Ravens. Malik Neighbors, torn ACL for his New York Giants. Tyreek Hill, dislocated knee, ACL, among some other ligaments for the Miami Dolphins.
All three of those are horrible. And each one of those players you named are a big part of their team in big ways, and they do big things. But if I had to pick one right now that's going to hinder a team the most, I'm definitely going to go with Lamar Jackson and the Ravens.
Lamar Jackson is right. I think Tyreek Hill with the Dolphins situation, because Lamar Jackson, it's a hamstring issue. So I pretty much feel like he'll be back within probably a week or so, depending on who they're playing. And the next two games, it looks like they're playing Houston and LA at home. I'm pretty sure he's going to play against the Rams. It's going to be a pretty big game, but they might keep him out for the Houston game, being that it's a hamstring issue, and he's a pretty mobile quarterback. So, they might sit him out. The backup quarterback is the old quarterback from the Dallas Cowboys, Cooper Rush. So they might give Cooper an opportunity to shine a little bit against the Houston Texans, maybe.
If you want to call it shining, that's what's up. I don't see anything shining about that situation, 58. Like I say, Lamar is the number one key player on that team. Tyreek Hill, yes, I understand he's a big part of the Dolphins, but there's other key pieces that they could, also use to push that forward. I don't have no beliefs in Cooper Rush doing anything. Hey, prove me wrong. You know what I mean? But also, Lamar hasn't been doing a great job anyway when he was healthy before his hamstring, because they look like straight up trash can juice, and that's what it is. You know what I mean? So I'm hoping that they turn this around, but you ain't going to turn it around without Lamar out there, bro.
Well, you still got Derrick Henry. You still got D-Hop. Defense might start playing better, knowing that they don't have that weapon on offense to help keep them off the field as much.
Well, Derrick Henry has fumbled once in each of these last 3 games, so he needs to get his mind right, too, because he's been looking kind of crazy, you know what I mean? I don't know what's going on.
Do you think this could be, might sound crazy, but a good sign for them later on in the season? Because normally they do well during the regular season and fold in the playoffs. Maybe this is some fortune kind of turning around this season.
I've been hearing that. I've been hearing that a lot. Yeah, I don't think so. Because first of all, that's cool and all, and I like the theory. It sounds great, you know what I mean? But first of all, bro, win a game, bro. Like y'all got to win something, brother. I don't care if you have a rough start or not. This is worse than a rough start. You know what I mean? Like this is going to the point where if y'all don't win a game soon, y'all not gonna make the playoffs.
Okay, I see that. Um, Back to my original choice, I picked Tariq Hill because man, he's pretty much the offense down there in Miami, man. Like without him being a deep ball threat, I don't really see any other options for the Miami Dolphins, man. I don't. I
Really?
mean, they squeaked out a victory against the Jets on Monday Night Football, but I mean, that's the Jets.
Yeah, that's not saying a lot.
Yeah, that's the Jets, man. Yeah, it's got to be Tariq Hill for me. And the thing about this is, I know he's gone for the season. I know he's not coming back. Torn, dislocated knee, some other ligaments in the ACL. So now it's looking like, so what's your future going to be? Are the Dolphins going to keep you around? Because mind you, before this, it was all kind of like off field. Well, not off field, but locker room issues with Tariq Hill. I don't even want to talk about, the divorce and all that kind of stuff. That might play a part in it, but you still got to get on the field, lace them up, and play, divorced or not. So yeah, man, I got Tariq Hill. I didn't really have the Dolphins making too much noise in general, but still, without Tariq Hill, you definitely gonna be as quiet as a church mouse from here on out the rest of the season. Biggest surprise through week 4 so far, and your options are the NFC West as a whole, because you got the 49ers, the Seahawks, and the Rams all sitting at 3-1. Number 2, you just mentioned them, or we just mentioned them, the Ravens being 1-3, or number 3, the Jacksonville Jaguars being tied for the AFC South lead with the Colts at 3-1. Biggest surprise through week 4. Or if there's something I didn't mention, you can toss that in there.
I was just about to say that neither of those. I'm gonna go with my own surprise, and that was with my Giants. I had no faith. I had ye of no faith in Jackson Dart. I was talking mad junk about the man, and I have to retract those statements because my man came in, balled out, played like he supposed to, got a W. Looks like Russell Wilson probably gonna be sitting the rest of this year if my man plays like this. But I have to retract my statement. Biggest surprise, Jackson Dart showed up and showed out for us.
Jackson Dart had like 111 passing yards.
Also a rushing touchdown, and he just brought a lot of emotion and enthusiasm to the Giants, man. Even though Malik Neighbors is hurt and he's out, well, probably the whole season, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
We still pulled it through, we still pulled it out. And that shows a lot right there, you know what I mean? So I'm looking forward to our next game, tell you the truth.
Okay. Who do y'all play next?
Good question. Good question.
Well, while you look that up, I'll give you my answer, man. I'm not gonna lie. I have the Jacksonville Jaguars being the biggest surprise to me. I really didn't think that Jacksonville would overtake Houston as being atop of the AFC South. So I'm thoroughly surprised with those guys. Again, it's a lot of season left. This could all go sideways within the next couple of weeks, but for right now, sitting at 3-1. Your man Sunshine from Remember the Titans back there at the quarterback. You got Leonardo playing on both sides of the football. Travis Hunter. So yeah, man, Jacksonville Jaguars at 3-1 is the surprise for me because the Niners and the Seahawks and the Rams all being decent beginning part of the season. It's surprising, but that's not a bigger shock than the Jacksonville Jaguars actually coming to play. So Jacksonville on that one.
Well, going sideways, like you just said, how things can go sometimes. My New York Giants next week have to play the Los Angeles Chargers, so that's going to be interesting.
No. Y'all just beat the Chargers.
That's it. That's what we just beat.
Yeah, y'all just beat the Chargers.
Oh, I'm on the wrong week, man. Good looking out.
Yeah, no problem.
Good looking out. Let's see where we at now. Okay, we're playing. Oh wow, no, this is not it. Okay. Oh yeah. Oh, this is perfect. We're playing New Orleans. That's perfect.
Man,
yeah, that's perfect. That might be another dub for us, real quick.
That should be. Yeah, y'all should be 2-3 after next week.
Yeah, that might be some good news right there.
Early game, afternoon game, night game. What y'all got?
That's a 1:00 game. Yes, sir. 1:00.
Okay. They happen to have a line on that game, like point spread, or what they got there?
They did, but I done looked ahead to my next game already. I'm trying to see what we play after that. I'm trying to see if we're gonna have might have a winning season over here.
All right, keep on looking past opponents in the NFL you want to.
I'll tell you something. I'm scared to even keep on being happy about us playing the Saints next week because that's the things. You think you got something, and then you go in there knowing the Saints a trash can. You know what I mean? You go in there and the Saints demolish us. This gets weird, man.
Case in point, we shut out the Atlanta Falcons. By we, I mean my Carolina Panthers. Shut out the Atlanta Falcons 30-0. Took a plane trip up to Boston, Massachusetts. Played the New England Patriots. Came back with a 46-13 L. 46-13. We made Drake May look like an all-pro, like 14 for 17, 200 something yards, rushing touchdown. Then he had the nerve to do the Cam Newton Superman joint. Now that was, boy, you talk about adding insult to injury, man.
That was crazy when I seen that. I was like, "Are you serious?
Yeah, he was
Like,
serious.
really?"
He was serious. He did that thing. Yeah, he did that thing, man.
Yeah, and I did that thing too by putting money on the dang Panthers. Oh, that's the worst decision of my life right there, boy. I tell you.
You should. The one time you don't consult me about about the Panthers, man, you lost bread. I could have told you a long time ago. Don't do it. Don't do it, man. You
That
better off
got me
put money in
hyped.
the you better off put money in the stock market. We're more volatile than the S&P. Well, not the S&P, but the stock market. Period, man. You should have put your bread into something Nvidia or something like that. Not the Panthers.
Bro, y'all had me hyped with that Falcons win, man.
Yeah, it had me hyped too, but then I understood who we were. Like, man, we beat the Falcons. Okay, the Falcons, but lost to the Jaguars, lost to the Cardinals.
Oh boy, here we go.
I'm not down on my guys. I mean, we lost and it's never cool, but I'm not down on us because we only won like 5 games last season. So to have a great season, all we need is 6. All we need is 6. 5 games away. We only 5 away, baby.
I forgot to ask you too, man, with the injuries. I know we only named 3 people that we said, but how about Joe Burrow? When is he coming back?
Joe Burrow, turf toe. I'm not sure because they need him. The way they looked last night, Monday night playing the Broncos, they're gonna need him, man.
And how about Jay Daniels?
That goes without saying. I think Jaden Daniels might be a week-to-week situation.
A lot of big dogs is hurt. A lot of big dogs is hurt.
Hey, man, it's football, full contact sport. You know what I mean? If they were smart, they'd be like 58-year-old Tom Sillo. You know who Tom Sillo is?
Have no clue.
I hope I'm saying his last name right, pronounced Cillo. Tom Sillo is a 58-year-old freshman at Division III Lycoming College.
Okay.
He got an NIL deal with Aspercream. Congratulations to that man. Congratulations to that man. So Mr. Sillo had broke the International Powerlifting Association world record for his age group in 2024 by deadlifting 580 pounds. Then he decided he wanted to keep his, football dream alive and enrolled and joined the team, looking to become the oldest player since 61-year-old kicker Tom Thompson, who kicked for Division III Austin College, man. So congrats on making the team, and definitely congrats on getting the NIL deal. That's amazing at 58.
That's huge. That is huge.
Yeah.
Aspercream?
Yeah, man. Yeah, gets a 4-year supply. They didn't give any specifics on like dollar amount. You know what I mean? But says it gets a 4-year supply, according to the USA Today, who got that information from The Athletic. So one time for Tom Sillo, who is living proof that just because you get old, your dreams do not die. I just want to see him play his first game. That's all.
Man, I just want to see who's going to be his next NIL sponsor. Depends.
See, here we go.
Bengay.
Here you go. Just can't be happy for the gentleman, huh?
Hey, man, I'm cheering for him, man. I'm rooting for him, man,
Yeah. Moving right along.
Put him on the news, 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 put him on.
So this past weekend, man, we had some very, very unfortunate news in the Midwest and also here in the Southeast. I'll start with the Midwest. In Grand Blanc Township, Michigan, there was a church shooting. Also, arson took place. So, man, it's crazy. Thomas Jacob Sanford, 40-year-old former Marine, had drove his vehicle, smashed into the church, hopped out, started opening fire. At least 2 out of the 4 victims were fatally shot, 5 people were wounded by gunfire, and 3 suffered smoke inhalation from the fire being set. So this took place at the Church of Latter-day Saints in Grand Blanc Township. It happened at 10:25 that Sunday morning. Officers arrived within 30 seconds of initial reports. They killed Mr. Sanford 8 minutes after the first reports. So it sounded like they got there pretty quick. But my whole thing I couldn't, really wrap my head around was, well, how was he able to start this fire that engulfed the building so quick. If everything, if they responded so quickly, I'm still waiting to hear about that part. Do you have any thoughts on this, man? This is completely insane.
The only thoughts I have on it, man, first of all, prayers going out to everybody out there involved in that situation. You know, it's tragic and it's stupid. And like you and me talked yesterday, we said it's becoming normal. All this kind of stuff going on, these violent acts and these demonstrations of violence, as we see, is becoming too normalized. From school shootings to this kind of stuff right here. This insane stuff, and it's just it's getting real crazy. 58. You know what I mean? It's not right, and I wish there was something that we could do about this right now. But it seems like it's just getting worse.
Well, like you said, to echo your sentiments, man. Rest in peace to those who succumbed to their injuries, and thoughts and prayers to the families, the parishioners, the town of Grand Blanc Township, everybody involved. Speaking of normalizing and this stuff becoming more and more prevalent, down here in North Carolina, in the town of Southport. Southport is right there, on the water, right? Gentleman by the name of Nigel Max Edge, 40-year-old from Oak Island. And Oak Island is only 12 miles from Southport. Oak Island and Southport are pretty much like Greensboro and Burlington. No, excuse me. More like Chapel Hill and Durham. I think it's like 10 miles between Chapel Hill and Durham. So it's a little closer to that. He opened fire from his boat. It's a bar, an outside bar on the water. So he's taking his boat, I'm guessing going, home. He starts firing at the bar, killing 3 people, wounding 8 others. And when you look a little deeper into the story, man, he had a host of mental issues. But aside from having the mental issues, he was a very decorated Marine veteran. He was awarded the Purple Heart. But all of that took place while he was under the name Sean William Debevoise. And I hope I'm saying that correct. Debevoise. And it was saying how he was saying crazy things like he was a victim of being used as a weapon of mass destruction and being human trafficked by the LGBTQ community, and along with some other conspiracy theories and things of that nature. So that they captured him like by his house. So now you gotta, so you outside minding your business, eating along the waterfront, enjoying the scenery. Then the next thing you know, all hell just breaks loose. You can't prepare anybody for that. You can't tell anybody to, watch out for that.
I mean, the same thing as the first story with church. Like people in church, you can't prepare for that. You're going to church to worship. You're at this place to have a good time and get you some drinks, and you just chilling out at the bar, man. You know what I mean? Enjoying. And this comes along, like, and this is sad, man. And then we got to blame it on the mental issues. It's like this is going to be the excuse for anything that goes on. Anytime something happens tragically or something to this kind of magnitude, it's going to be, mental health involved now, because this is the road that we're on. You know what I mean? Like I say, man, it's just sickening, and it's like, you can't even go out and have a good time anymore. No, without watching over your shoulders, looking over your back. Like it's becoming an environment where, the best thing to do is stay home.
And the similarities between the two stories, both 40-year-old gentlemen, both ex-military. I want to make sure, were they both Marines? Yeah, both ex-Marines. Both ex-Marines. So I'm if I had to guess, which is never a good thing, but if I had to guess, I'd say it's a lot of PTSD involved with these two cases here from
That, yeah.
active service. You know what I mean, back in the day. So what do you do? I'm not sure if there's some type of exit, program for ex-military, like transitioning from getting out of the military, coming back home. I'd love to know if that's something that they have in the military. If anybody's watching or listening that can speak to that, put it in the comment section. You know what I mean? I really would like to know, because it seems like that's the common denominator in these two stories. Like just these two.
Yeah, like I say, man, like I don't know, man. It's weird to me, man, because it's a real touchy subject. You know what I mean? So I don't want to divulge too much in it. But the mental health thing, man, to me, everybody has a mental issue. If you ask me, it's just how much and how far has it taken over control of you in situations, you know what I mean? But there's no such thing as normal out here. So, you have trans people that's transgender, they have mental issues, so called because they can't figure out who they are. Then you just got regular people, military, ex-military like you got, and they have mental issues because of whatever the case may be, and the PTSDs. And, everybody has something, it just, I think it's like a crutch they're leaning on now. So every time something happens, it was because of this, or, because of this. This is why, really, man, you just got to get to the point and know that people are crazy out here, man, and you can't overlook that.
You remember a couple weeks or maybe even a month or two ago, the person who shot up was NFL headquarters in Manhattan?
Yep.
Remember that one? So
Yep.
they you see how they said they found out he had CTE?
CTE, yeah.
Yeah, that's wild. So what do you do with that information? Like you don't stop playing football. Like you're not about to shut the NFL down, knowing what you know.
There you go.
Like this, so I guess the best recourse is to what? Prepare for it? Like how do you even prepare for it?
All I can say is, man, like, just you got to be looking over your shoulders, and that's just the world we live in today. You got cameras everywhere, internet everywhere, AI everywhere. Now you got to be everywhere with all that. You got to be aware of your surroundings, even when it's like doing things like being on vacation or going out with your friends to have a good time. At a bar, you still have to be on point, and that's all it's showing you. Whether that'll help out or not. Because you never know when somebody on a boat is just gonna start shooting their gun at the bar. Like, who's ready for that? Who expects that? You know what I mean?
Yeah, you can't even tell people what signs to look for. Because again, this guy was on his boat going by and started firing at people.
Like, it makes no sense, and that's the thing about it. There is no sense to it. So, how they say common sense is common, not common? That's it right there, you know what I mean? Because there is no sense. You can't make sense of this kind of stuff, and if you try to make sense of it, all you're going to come up with is the mental health thing or mental illness. That's all you're going to come up with because there's no sense to make of these kind of acts that are going on, you know what I mean? I'm just, it is just so, I can't even come up with the words. It's just so hard for me, man, to see there's no where we come from. And I understand violence has always been around, so I'm not trying to act like just because we grew up 15, 20, 25 years ago, it was different in that case. No, it was violence, but it wasn't like this, bro. You know what I mean? Like, this is crazy, man. You can't even send your kids to school and feel good about it now.
I think I know what you're getting at. It's more or less like you expected a certain level of violence in certain places. That's what you're talking about?
Yep.
Like if you go to an area where is prone to be violent activity, but you still choose to go hang out and party there, you gotta accept what comes with that around about 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning. You gotta, you kind of rolling the dice with it possibly being a shooting, possibly not, possibly being a fight, possibly not. But you're saying like waterfront restaurants, you don't really see that coming. Church of Jesus Christ Latter-day Saints, you don't really see that coming. I got you.
Don't.
I got you. Well, along the lines of unbelievable stories, this is another one that's going to have you scratching your head. So there was an American Airlines flight from Europe to Charlotte, and there was a dead body found in the landing gear.
Okay,
Yeah.
so that's probably what, a stowaway?
Yeah, that was a stowaway. I want to read a direct quote from aviation analyst John Nance. A human body exposed for many hours to temperatures as low as minus 60 degrees causes extensive frostbite and loss of limbs, even if the utter lack of oxygen at 35,000 feet or more doesn't result in brain death. That's what this person was dealing with. I don't know what they were running from, I don't know what they were getting away from or trying to get to, but that's what they endured from Europe to Charlotte. And that, I looked it up to see how long that flight would take. So it's between 9 and 11 hours, depending on, where you were taking off from in Europe to get over here to Charlotte. So 9 to 11 hours in those conditions.
And this is not uncommon, though. This is just not, something that doesn't ever happen. I mean, I've heard this story before with different occurrences in different airlines. You know what I mean? These people stow away and do this. Bruh, have a better plan, though. Like, bruh, if you're going to really go up with the landing gear, like, understand where you're going, bruh. Like, it's like they don't even know what they're doing, bruh. They just like, okay, I'm just going to hang on to the wheel. And when it goes up there, like, bro, do you know what's up there? Like, do you know where you're gonna be at? First of all, like, just don't do nothing crazy like that. Like, because I think these people think that when they go up in the landing gear, like they probably have a room or something that they can go in or get inside the plane, like where the cargo is at. That's probably what they thinking. But when it really happens and they see it's not built like that, and you
It's
still
too late.
you think, yeah, it's too like,
If if
brother.
if 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 Juice even, I mean, we assuming that this is exactly the case because they still haven't, but they haven't even released the person. I'm just me thinking. I'm like, man, I don't believe this person just jumped up there thinking he was gonna go from Europe to Charlotte. Man, I'm thinking, so he might have this person. I don't know if it's a he or she. This person might have already been deceased and put in the landing gear. Maybe I don't, because I'm having a hard time thinking somebody just went up there thinking I can get a free trip this way.
But this has happened before, 58, on these big flights like that.
Yeah,
This has, you know what I
yeah,
mean? So
yeah.
this is like I say, this ain't nothing new, man. Like people do this, and this is their so-called, way out, a free flight. You know what I mean? And
Well. They achieved the free way out of here and the free flight that was achieved. That was
it
achieved.
was.
You got your wings. You got your wings. You got your wings. God, this is. I gotta. I'm waiting for them to come out with some more, man. Cause I want to hear the rest of this. Like, it's got to be some type of motive, man. You can't tell me somebody was just thinking to themselves, "Yeah, I'm gonna just go jump in this landing gear, man, and go to America."
Yo,
God, I refuse to believe. Nah, man. You know how some stuff is just right in your face to where you like, nah, man. This seemed too, nah, seemed too simple.
and that's it. Sometimes it's just that simple.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what's not that
God,
simple though. What's not
what's
that
that?
simple is your
My boy.
boy, old Terrence Bud Crawford, gonna get played in his own town, in his own state. Like,
Well,
bruh,
hold on then. Since you want to get to the entertainment news, hold
we
on,
say,
hold on.
oh, we putting that with entertainment? Okay, okay.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here?
So lay it on me, man. What happened with Terrence Bud Crawford,
First
the
of all,
baddest
big
man on
congratulations.
2 feet?
Right. Still
Yeah, the
got to give him
baddest
his
man on
congrats,
2 feet.
baddest
Yeah.
man, like 58 said, whooped up on Canelo, still living it up right now. Got his belts, baby. He's doing it big. It was his birthday too. They did it big
Mm-hmm.
out there. I think, at Omaha, right?
Yeah.
And, had a whole celebration and ceremony for him with, the mayors out there, everybody just loving on old Terrence Bud Crawford. Like I say, he's celebrating his life because, it's his birthday. Then he's also celebrating the fact that he's the world champion. Big dog, right? So now,
Right.
leaving that event, the Omaha police want to pull him over, end up putting him and his passengers at gunpoint, which his passengers were his team, his security, and they all get put at gunpoint. Supposedly he gets a citation for reckless driving, and it's just a big situation, man, from going to be celebrated, in your own city, and then you got your police over here at gunpoint, putting you out like you're a criminal or something. It's like, where am I at, man? You know what I mean? Y'all gonna celebrate me or y'all gonna, persecute me? You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, I think the police had the wrong parlay going on that boxing match. I think they was going for Canelo. You know what I mean?
You
That's what I think
think
it was.
you think
I
that's
think
you
they,
think
I
that's
think
what
they was
this was?
betting on Canelo, and I think, they had some feelings towards that. You know what I mean? But I want to hear what you got to think about that.
Well, from what you're telling me, man, it could be that, or it could be a situation to where don't think because we gave. Cause I seen where he got the key to the city. I ain't know that that's the same situation you were talking about. Got the key to the city because he was like, "What does this open?" You know, being making a joke to the, I guess it was the mayor that gave him the key to the city. Could it be a situation to where they want to remind him, no matter how many belts you win, don't you ever forget we run Omaha, Nebraska, not you.
Exactly
You
what
know
it
your
really is.
know your place in Omaha. Your place is not at the top of anything because we are the kings around here. You think that might have been the situation?
You're definitely 100% right. That's what I think, but I wanted you to say it. That's why I had to bring it out and see what you was gonna say. Because I hate to be like that, but it's real out here, man. And all that stuff, it ain't gone. All that stuff is still here. That racism and all that power control and all that stuff, it's still here, right in front of our face. And that shows you right there. That's a big example. This man is getting praised, getting the key to the city. He done so much, he's the champion. This is Omaha's champion right here. And then you gonna treat him like that, like really over some reckless driving. Like you gotta put a gun to this man, and you know who he is. You can't front and say, oh, I didn't know who he was or anything. No, of course you know who he was. You know what I mean? Like I say, he was getting the key to your city the same day. You know, so it's no coincidence. You know what I mean? But it's just that's sickening right there. And I know the mayor also said he's going to look into it and you're going to find out what's really going
Well,
on with that situation.
I was just getting ready to ask you, did the police release any statements or anything? But you saying that the mayor said he's gonna look into it, mean ain't nothing gonna happen. You just, hey man, you just gonna have to take that one.
That's sad, you know, and I hope it's not like that. I hope something comes out of it because it shouldn't be like that, and that's horrible. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
This day and age, and this is where we still at.
yeah. I'm gonna wait this, for some more stuff to come out to see what happens. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and say this off rip. I don't, reckless driving doesn't warrant a gun being pulled on you. That's
158,
insane.
158. Was he reckless driving
Even if he was or wasn't, like it doesn't warrant a gun being pulled on you. You know what I mean?
at
So
all?
yeah, we can get
At
past
all?
that. Uh, so this week is supposed to be Diddy's sentencing.
Yeah.
So Cassie had wrote an impact statement sent to Judge Aaron Subramanian, and in she has some some very strong words in the statement. Read a couple of them. The manipulator, the aggressor, the abuser, the trafficker, he has no interest in changing. Prosecutors are asking for no less than 135 months. Good?
Yeah, I'm good.
Did you hear the no
I heard
prosecutors are
exactly. I
asking for
heard
no less
everything
than
what you said.
135?
11 years.
So what's your over under on the Diddy sentencing?
They're making it sound a lot more worse than it's going to be. I think it's going to be something maybe like 3 years max if he does time. It'll be 3 years in and like maybe on a parole or probation for like 8, 9 years or whatever the case may be, and then have a big heavy fine because they're already talking about fining him $500,000 on top of all that. But I don't think it's going to be 11 years behind. I mean, they want that. You know, they want to make an example out of this man, but I can't see it being more than 2 or 3 years.
Like in the beginning, like as soon as they acquitted him on all the extra serious charges, I was like, yeah, he probably gonna do, sentence to 3 times served and like actually come home. But the way they kept him in jail, I feel like something else is cooking, man. Something else is cooking for this dude. Like it's another shoe about to drop. I can't sit here and tell you I know exactly what it is. I can kind of hint towards it. You know what I mean? Keefe D got a case coming up. If y'all don't know who Keefe Dwayne Davis is, Dwayne Davis has always been saying that Puffy was the one that paid us $1 million to kill Tupac and Suge Knight. Now, all sounds like conspiracy theory, cool. But all that Diddy stuff was sounding like conspiracy theory for years too, until he finally got in front of got placed in the courtroom in front of a jury. So now we're gonna see if they're gonna indeed, in fact, drop the hammer on him. They might be setting him up for some OJ, some OJ like tactics. All right, we'll let you walk on this first one. That second one, we're gonna come back and bam you for real on this second. So you're gonna do some kind of time, whether you want to or not.
Oof.
Hey man,
and
I could be completely wrong.
I don't wish nothing on no man. First of all, I have my opinions, and that's all I can have. But at the end of the day, I have nothing to do with none of these situations. You know what I mean? But I tell you right now, man, if they doing that to that man, he better kiss it goodbye because. But I mean, okay, if KVD does say something like, how is his word that believable? You know what I mean? Like, how could they charge Diddy with that?
Well, they'll have to have some type of, concrete, hard evidence for that. Like he's gonna have to provide them with, okay, so how was the money supposed to be paid? Who else was there? Who else can corroborate what you got, what you're saying, and what you got going on? So this $1 million check, who wrote the check? Who delivered the check? How do you know it came from whoever you said Puffy gave him the check to deliver to you? So, but the way KVD been talking for years now. But Suge Knight is talking now too, though. So y'all go check out that Suge Knight Art of Dialogue interview. Now, take it with a grain of salt. Suge Knight's already locked up. People in prison, they talk. True or not, they talk. Might be just for entertainment purposes only. Might be telling the truth. Who knows? I know for one, I forget which one of the Tupac documentaries, man, because there's so many of them. It was one that had actually said that Reggie Wright and Suge Knight's ex-wife or ex-girlfriend were the ones behind it, so they could take over control of death row. So Suge kind of alluded to Reggie Wright being a part of the actual setup conspiracy because it was supposed to have been Suge and Pac that got killed that night. Again, this is all what Suge Knight is saying. So you take it with a grain of salt, take it with how you want it. But it's interesting nonetheless. But it's probably just some more stuff for a documentary to come out later on that I'm probably gonna watch if it comes on Hulu or Prime Video or something like that. That's all.
Sound like
That's all,
another
man. Just
project.
some
That
more.
sound like another project for 50 Cent right there.
No, nah. You gotta let let's see. Nah, not 50.
Oh man, he the king of that
What'd
stuff
they
now,
get?
man. That's what he doing, man. This is what he doing now.
Nah, he the king of like loosely based stuff. Nah, I need somebody who does documentary work. Somebody who can get to the truth. Like, this was said, but this is a lie. Stuff like that. Like, yeah,
Okay.
not 50 Cent gonna make it look good for stars. You know what I
Oh
mean?
yeah. Oh yeah. He
You know how
making
they
it
give
look
the
good for a
disclaimer?
lot. Yeah.
Yeah, how to get a disclaimer like some of these names and situations have been changed to protect the such and such. Nah, don't protect anybody with
You want it
with
straight up.
Tupac biggest situation. Yeah, don't protect anybody, man. They've been protected for this long. Miss Valletta Wallace dead, Mr. Phoenix Shakur dead. Nah, don't protect anybody.
Go ahead and drop the beans, huh?
Yeah, and spill them all. Spill them all. So Tyrese Gibson is facing animal cruelty charges. Terrible segue, I know. I apologize. Tyrese is facing animal cruelty charges in Atlanta, and this stems from an incident that happened back September 18th. Seems that his four Cane Corsos killed a 5-year-old King Charles Cavalier Spaniel named Henry. The person who owns, how you say it, ex-owner, don't want to be insensitive, but the former owner of Henry, the Cavalier, says he or she let the dog out to use the restroom, and like 5 minutes after that, they was on him. When they went back and looked at some ring footage or video footage of it, those dogs were like just roaming the neighborhood looking for some smoke.
Really?
They stopped this one lady from getting in her car to the point where she had to call like the police or something like that so she can get to her car. And yeah, the way the story was reading, it was just like Tyrese was treating his dogs like he was still in where he from, Crenshaw, Compton, somewhere like that.
Compton, yeah,
He
somewhere.
was treating it like he was, there and just letting the dogs do what they want. So he had initially planned on giving the dogs up, to the authorities. So when they came to get the dogs, he was like, yo, just give me a little bit more time. Cool. That time never came because Tyrese took his dogs and left. He put them dogs in a whole nother place and actually issued a statement to the regards or something to the effect of, yo, man, we deeply saddened and sorry to hear about what happened to your dog. So I'm gonna move my dogs to a better location for their safety or something to that effect. So there's like a misdemeanor warrant out for him for the animal cruelty charges. Says he's fully cooperating, but they still ain't found him or the dogs.
Wow. So you ain't get my dogs.
Well, this is one thing we do know in America. Had your dogs bit a person, what kind of person, had your dog bit somebody of the leg and thigh part of the chicken, if you know what I'm saying, story might go away. But you killed another dog, you gonna pay for this.
Oh yeah.
And
you can't have your dogs roaming around like that.
Yeah, man. And Corsos, man, you talking about little mixed breed, but some little black dogs with the white paws. Everybody seen one of them kind of dogs. Don't even know what kind it is. Got like a white tip on his nose. Yeah, everybody's seen one of them before. Don't know what to call it. It's just dog. Nah, homeboy, you got full-blooded, well-known killers, homie. That's what them dogs. Even if your dogs didn't appear to be that way, that's what people think when they see Cane Corsos. And it doesn't help that 4 of them killed a spaniel.
Crazy.
So yeah, man, give it like another week or two. Since this story is making it, it made my news feed. So I'm pretty sure the important folks is getting a hold of it right about now. So yeah, man, be careful. And you're gonna have to get them dogs up, homie. Unless you're gonna do the deed yourself, you're gonna have to get them dogs up. And y'all know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, you definitely got to get them dogs up.
Yeah. So last week we had talked about the AI R&B singer / gospel singer, Zanaya Monet. Now I'm learning about an AI actress named Tilly Norwood. Did you hear about Tilly Norwood?
Come on, man. Don't do this to me, man. I can't.
Hey, man,
I can't.
I'm just
I
saying.
can't do
Now,
it, man.
Yeah. Just keep the name Tilly Norwood, on the front of your mind or somewhere when when you start reading stories within the next week or two, man. Tilly Norwood, an AI actress, because Whoopi Goldberg was speaking out against it, because she was like, so she's going to be made up, since she's AI, she's going to be made up of other actors and actresses. So that's not going to be fair, but she lacks human emotion for now. That's for now. So it's just something to keep an eye on, Juice. Tilly Norwood, man. She's about to. So the R&B gospel artists, y'all have been put on notice. And now the actresses and actors, y'all are being put on notice, man. So either we
I'm good
learn
with all
to
this.
be
I'm good with
AI
all
agents.
this. I'm good with all
Hey,
this
man.
crap.
Hey, man. This is where we at in the world, man. This is where we at.
No, this is where they at. I ain't getting down with this, brother. I'm straight. I'm telling you right now, I'm good with all this,
right.
man. They can have it. Because it's a bunch of mess, man. I see, if you can't see what's about to come after this, like in the next few years, this is showing you. This is, man, come on, bro. You ain't gonna have no humans working anymore. You know what I mean? You ain't gonna have no human DJs. You ain't gonna have no human actresses and actors. You ain't gonna have no human writers. Nobody's gonna be human. You know what I mean? Nothing. Everything's gonna be AI, fake.
This sounds like something we could tackle on Monday. You know what I mean? Yeah, it sounds like something we need to. Yeah, we can discuss this on the Monday Night Live. Yeah, Monday nights, 7 p.m. Facebook, YouTube. Yeah, y'all tune in.
Boy, Mr. Hill was
Juice.
going off on the last live. Mr. Hill was going off last live. Let me tell you.
Hey, I told him he got to save that. He got to save that for next Monday,
Your
man.
partner,
he got to save it for next Monday.
Mr. Hill, that man, he got it though. I give it to him. He got it. He got it, boy.
Yes, sir. Speaking of he got it. It's Juice time to shine, ladies and gentlemen.
Let him cook. Let him cook now. Let him cook. I said let him cook.
Screw the game. We're talking about food.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it is that time for Juice Joints Food Reviews. Juice, what's your review on today, sir?
Let them cook. Hey, I'm going to tell you right now, before I left to go out of town, I think I told you I was going to a place with a steak and cheese called Pops out in Las Vegas, Nevada. And I went to Pops. And I was not disappointed with Pops. Pops came through. All right. First of all, it's like kind of like a hole in the wall, but it's not, you know what I mean? But it's kind of like a hole in the wall. So you go up there, and when you order your food, you don't order from a cashier or anything like that. You order your food straight to the man on the grill. So you tell the man what you want. They got about 25, 30 different selections of different Philly cheesesteaks that they make. So you tell them what you want, then you go to the cashier and pay and all that good stuff. When I tell you the food came out great. I have pictures on my Instagram. If anybody wants to see it, at Juice Jones, Joose Jones. Check it out. It's called Pops Philly Cheesesteaks in Las Vegas, Nevada. The food was delicious. It was one of the best cheesesteaks I ever had. I heard a lot about it before I went, and everything is confirmed. The place is great. Anytime I visit Las Vegas, Nevada, I will be visiting Pops Philly Cheesesteaks. But on the other hand, this week I'm going to go to the place where they really are made cheesesteaks from, Philadelphia. So I'm going to find me one of the best ones in Philadelphia, and I'm going to compare it with Pops for my next food and entertainment segment.
All right, appreciate you. That was Juice Joints Food Reviews. Juice Joints. Juice Joints. Well, Juice, it is that time. Yeah, it is that time. It is that time. It is that time for a little segment I like to call Brick or Swish. I get a topic from each one of the segments, sports, news, entertainment. If you agree with it, and if you don't,
Brick.
Mr. Jones, are you ready?
Let's go.
Juice. Penn State coach James Franklin's job is less secure than Dabo Swinney of Clemson. Penn State's James Franklin is under more duress to lose his job more so than Dabo Swinney at Clemson. Brick or swish?
Well, to me, which I could be wrong, but you're asking me, I'm going to throw a brick, a big brick on that, because Dabo Swinney is on his way out, brother. Thank you. Dabo Swinney is definitely on his way out. The way they playing this year, horrible, very horrible. Our Penn State, they look way better than Clemson does, to put it like that.
I think, I'm going to call swish on James Franklin being in more trouble than Dabo Swinney, and I'm going to tell you why. Before Dabo Swinney, you didn't even talk about Clemson like that as far as football. You know what I mean? Dabo Swinney has cachet built with actual national championships at Clemson. Dabo brung those there. James Franklin this is the best team they've had in Penn State, maybe even since he's been hired. So with you losing to Oregon at home, double overtime, you have no other choice now but to run the table and win the college national playoff in order to keep your job. This is just me talking. So I think Dabo's just fine. Dabo's fine, man. What? Because if you get rid of Dabo, you get rid of that Dabo buyout is $65 million. Clemson ain't got that just to be giving out for somebody who ain't working no more. If they can pay people $65 to sit at home, then yeah.
You make a great point, 58. You make a great point. Dabo's looking crazy this year, bro. He is looking crazy.
And I think that's a testament to how serious the ACC is taking football. I think that's a great thing. So now Dabo knows you can't just rest on these national championships. Now you actually got to go recruit, homeboy. Now you got to start playing around in that transfer portal like you didn't want to at first, thinking, it's going to mean something that all your guys are, for the lack of a better term, homegrown. You stay with the same dudes. That sound good, but even Coach K and Duke basketball had to understand, hey, man, these one and dones are where it's at. They went out there, got them some one and dones, and what else did they get? Some national titles. Well,
right.
Was it a national title?
Yeah,
national Justice title, Winslow. Yeah, right. But either way, he figured out, hey, man, can't beat them, you might well join them, because we getting tired of being laughed at for having great regular seasons and not advancing. So, yeah, man, got to get with the times. But yeah, Dabo's fine for now. Dabo's fine for now. But James Franklin, this could be the end for you, my brother. This could be the end for you. All right. As far as the news goes, Juice. Back to the series of unfortunate events, and especially the one in Michigan, talking about the church. Brick or Swish, man, we'll start seeing off-duty police officers as security at churches.
Have to throw a swish, and I hate to throw a swish on that, but it's to the point where you need it, Yeah, you need it now. I mean, you need them everywhere. You need presence of some kind of sort everywhere, it seems like, And I don't even know if that'll deter. That won't even deter those kind of violent acts. Yeah, it might.
I think you'll see them at certain churches. So I don't know if that's a swish or a brick. Well, since I said halfway yes, so I just throw a swish on it. I think you'll see them at certain churches, maybe like your bigger mega churches. I think you'll see them at those. I don't think it'll be like at your Ebenezer Baptist Missionary on the Rock at the corner. You know what I mean? I don't think you're gonna see them there. They may be the more vulnerable places, but I don't think you're gonna see them there. But we'll see. Hopefully, this. Cause I can't even say hopefully none of that, because this isn't even the first time somebody went into a church and shot innocent people. So yeah, that's where the National Guard needs to be then if you want to send them somewhere.
Right.
Just let them patrol churches on Sundays.
Right.
Anyway, last one, man, in the entertainment section. Bad Bunny is going to be performing at the Super Bowl this year in Santa Clara, California. Do you think this Super Bowl performance or this Super Bowl in general turns into a riot, being as though this is going to be a full-on Spanish-speaking artist in California? And I'm very, very, very confident in saying it's going to be a large Spanish-speaking presence in if not in the arena, maybe at least, in or around the activities going on, because he's going to be performing. And that riot is going to come from ICE is going to think the same way I'm thinking. If the Spanish-speaking guy's performing, there's going to be Spanish-speaking people coming there. And they're going to try to round them up like fish in a barrel, causing the biggest ruckus we've ever seen at a Super Bowl that didn't have anything to do with the score.
First of all, one time for my people, my Puerto Ricans, baby. What up, Puerto Rico? We taking over the Super Bowl, baby. It's our turn. That's what I'm talking about. I'm so happy. I'm so glad. I am just over excited. Yes. We got one, baby. We got one. And you know what? I'm going to throw a brick on that just because I'm not even throwing no energy towards that. It's going to be a great Super Bowl. He's going to have a great show. Bad Bunny going to kill it. All the Spanish people going to have a great time. And ain't none of that going to happen. With none of that ice stuff, I'm sorry, all that ice stuff is going to be nothing. You know what I mean? It's going to be a great show, great turnout. And I hope none of that happens. What we said. No riots. We don't want that.
Well, the president now is going to be the president then, so I'm going to throw a swish on that one.
No.
Gonna be like taking candy. Gonna be like taking candy from a baby, as far as he's concerned. Yeah. I really hope the performance goes off without a hitch. Cause this is a huge deal. This is a mega international star performing at the Super Bowl. And isn't Mi Gente Bad Bunny and featuring Beyonce? The remix, isn't that Bad Bunny?
Yeah.
Who's the other one? J Balvin is the other dude. But Bad Bunny is the one that has the Mi Gente. Which one? Is Bad Bunny and J Balvin? Whose song is Mi Gente? It's Bad Bunny.
I don't know. I always see both of their names on it, so I don't know who actually took credit for it. I can find out though.
But either way, if both of them are on the remix and they bring out Beyonce, this man.
It's by J Balvin.
Okay, so it's J Balvin's song. Okay. Gotcha. But yeah, so I'm gonna start I gotta start listening to some Bad Bunny anyway, man. It's gonna help me learn the Spanish that I'm gonna need for my trip in April.
Hey, that's what's up. You going to Puerto Rico?
Nah, I ain't going to Puerto Rico. I just need some way to help me learn Spanish.
Okay.
Music tends to be the easiest way for me.
I was about to say, if you're going to Puerto Rico, I'm gonna meet you out there. Just let me know the dates.
Oh yeah, I won't be doing that one just yet, but it's on the list. Well, Juice, we've come to the end of this show, man. Thank y'all so much for watching. My new listeners from the Connected Radio, thank y'all so much for listening and tuning in, man. Don't forget, if y'all want to engage with us on Monday nights, 7 p.m., we go live on YouTube and Facebook for Monday Night Live. Juice, is there any parting words before we get up out of here, sir?
Be good and be good at it, everybody. I'll see y'all later.
That's what it do. Well, look, man, whenever y'all go outside, take God with you. Thank you so much for tuning in. This has been another episode of 58 South TV Presents Topics of Discussion, your new home for sports, news, and entertainment. I'm your man, 58 South. Follow me on all things 58 South TV. Link tree is in the description. Follow him at Juice Jones on everything. We will see y'all next week. Cut the check.
Peace.